Today I'm working in the depot workshop, repairing a crack in the sky backdrop and adjusting some trees. All right, I'm going to see what I can do with this wall crack. My original plan was to float some drywall compound over that, but drywall compound has a tendency to crack, and I don't want to put a strip of drywall tape on there because that will just build it out more and make it worse, and besides it would still probably crack even then if it's any vibration. Somebody commented in our comments on on our video, I believe his name was Derek Alexander, and he suggested using a adhesive caulk on here. Hopefully that would be more flexible and not crack in the future. And that's interesting because recently I was caulking some windows and doors outside, and I picked up this caulk. It's a caulk that I had never used before. It's called Alex Fast Dry. It's siliconized and paintable, and it's 100% waterproof and works indoors or out. So I'm going to put a little on there and see if we can make this work. I used some of this on our vanity sink, and it worked really good. I just have a little dab on there like that, and I'm just going to kind of blend it. Looks like I'm going to have more than that. And try some different techniques and see what works the best. That seems to be working pretty good. And if it doesn't work, we'll just scrape it off. Making that crack disappear. I'm going to get a wider knife, see if I can smooth it out a little better. All right, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll look at it again and may give it another coat. I'm going to sand this lightly before I put any other coats on it. just to make sure I don't have any bumps sticking up. And for the second coat, I'm going to use some lightweight spackle to go over this. And this is also good for interior and exterior. But it doesn't, the reason I'm using this is because it doesn't shrink and it dries quickly and is easy to sand. So this will kind of fill out any voids in the caulk and hopefully smooth everything out real good. Kind of blend it. That makes it look better. Now, when that dries, I can sand that a little bit. And hopefully we will be good. I have let this dry, and I'm going to do a little touch up just in a few spots, and then we'll let it dry again, and we'll paint it and see what we got. Again, I'm using these lightweight spackle. I think that's going to be fine right there. We'll let that dry a few minutes and put some paint on that and see what we got. Well, it's looking a lot better. All right, hit this with one more coat of paint and we'll be done. Straighten out this bottom of this cloud a little bit. If you remember in the Depot Workshop episode 8, I talked about trying to figure out a way to spruce up the look of our trees a little bit that we custom made for this layout. And the situation is some of our trees are got gaps in between, too much gap. There's one right there. And in episode 8, I talked about how we were going to have to rework all of them, which is probably 400 trees or more. But since I made that video, I have discovered that there's not near as many that have to be reworked as I thought. In fact, we can probably get by with maybe a dozen and a half. Because most of these trees look pretty good. We just need to fix these ones that have extra gap. There's another one over here. I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but there's too much gap between this. They need to look more like this one and this one. And I have gone around on the narrower sections of the railroad and already fixed the trees. So I'm going to show you how I did it, and we'll start with this one right here, since it's closest one I can reach. I do have to remove them, but that's not too difficult. And the situation is we've got too much gap, and it makes them look kind of disc, like they're made out of discs. And I have discovered that the easiest way to fix that is to just squish them back together a little bit and reinsert them. It's a real easy fix. The hardest part is pulling the tree out. And then I just kind of clip off some of this dried glue here at the bottom of the skewer. As you can see, that tree already looks more natural. Of course, it's a little bit shorter than it was, but these trees are plenty tall anyway. The trees on Raton are not real steep. And there's something under there trying to push that back out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that trunk off a little bit with these nippers and go right back in the same hole. And that tree is fixed. I'm not even going to bother to glue it back in, because I have found sometimes I need to move a tree once in a while to get a better video shot. So it's not a big deal to have them loose. So this is our lift out section of Raton Mountain. We have to have this because if a train ever derails in the tunnel, we need a way to get to it. So my son usually goes underneath the layout, underneath the mountain, pushes this out of the hole, and then I grab a hold of it and set it down on a workbench somewhere. And once this is removed, then if you need to work inside the mountain there to reach those back trees, you can put a little short ladder in there, which I will do here in a little while. Show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and fix this one more tree right here. It needs to be done on this section. Might need to do this one right here too. It's a little bit spread apart. I don't know how they got spread apart, but they just need a little work. And sometimes you can't hardly find where you took them out. It's hard to see the hole. That one goes right there. And sometimes you find one like this one where the bare wood is showing at the top. And what I usually do with that is just trim it off a little bit and touch it up with a little green paint. And it'll look good. This is another one that needs to be worked on. So we're going to have 3 or 4 on this lift out section that need to be reworked. There we go. Push it back together. That's going to need to be cut off. And then I will touch that up a little bit with some paint. Let's see what else we got. These two right here are separated a little bit. But you can see this is a pretty fast way to fix these. Like I say, the hardest thing is just getting them out. Getting them loose from the terrain. Push them back down. That one broke off. I just use about 1/8 of an inch bit, or maybe a little smaller than 1/8 of an inch. Okay, that one's okay. There's one right here that could be adjusted. And this one right here too. There we go. The rest of these look pretty good. I'm going to put a little green paint on that one right there. You probably can't see it on the video, but there's a little bit of bare wood showing right there. See if there's any more. No, it looks like that's the only one. So I've got the lift out section finished and it's ready to go back in the opening, but before I do, I'm going to get in there inside the opening and fix all the ones that need to be fixed in there. And then we can put that back. As you scan around this way, all of this section down through here, the narrower bench work, I've already done. You can see the trees look really good. And so we just kind of got to get a few more on this Raton mountain here. And I'll just leave the camera set right there and go in there and do some work. I'm trying to make sure that I've got everything I need before I go in position in the mountain there. So I've got some little tools and supplies right there. I've got a cordless drill over here in case I need to drill another hole, but it's over here on the track where I can reach it. So hopefully there's my drill right there. And so I'm going to go under and see what I can do. Okay, from right here, I can look and see which trees I need to do, and there's not very many. There's 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 in this area right here. So I'm going to start with this one right here. Get my little pliers. Put this stuff down here where it's more secure. Try this right here. That's good. We had to have this access opening so we could do all this scenery back here. Otherwise we'd never be able to reach it. Tree fell over from somewhere. That's why they need to put paint on it. A little dark in here. We had to have this access opening so we could do all this scenery back here. Otherwise we'd have never been able to reach it. Tree fell over from somewhere. That's why they need to put paint on it. A little dark in here. Is that pretty good? Doesn't take much to make it look better. Now you can't find all this together. So I'll just make a new one. What do this one right here. I can fix that right there. Let me paint that stick a little bit. Okay. A little 2-foot step ladder in here that I stand on as I need. And these are all looking pretty good right now. One right here maybe needs to be fixed. This paint I'm using is the same paint we use on the fascia. Got a little 2-foot step ladder in here that I stand on as I need it. Yeah, these are all looking pretty good right now.